This piece, I'm just going to read it, and you know, it has avenues of controversy in it, but I want to share these with you. This one's called Hooded Red. Cover her head, the hooded red, wearing the hooded sackcloth to mourn in red. Oh, she is a little poppy head, where the wolf needs to be fed, smacking and licking his lips, dressed in morals. A familiar gown, stitched and weaved, with material structure that is made up of linked letters and words so often heard. It is Granny's homely dressing gown, of course. It's flowered, frolicked in kitsch beginnings and endings in the flowered desire. Oh, in the worded kingdom of beauty, as if set on the conveyor belt of the generation game. Can you remember the goodies in the generation game as they pass by, perhaps a selective memory, to choose the items that you want, a loyalty jewel to rock, romp and roll, enshrined in mythology, to prance and dance as an altar. Oh, so whisked, defined as a feline, or the daisy's yellow eye of the day, surrounded in white petal endearments, so easily walked on, seen, viewed, yet clandestine, where they say, you are mine. Tagged with charm bracelets and trinket boxes, wrap her up in butterfly wings, pink and princess glitter, then sparkle her about with all the garish accessories and apparel. This is merely not about him. You get female wolves too. It is the flamingo walrus, the birth of equality. Eyes wide shut, as if the ironies of justice is blindfold, the liberty of hunger, for the wolves need to be fed. Who will say to her, you can put down your hood? Where people momentarily frown, intent upon a little whim, a little wisp of wind in the branches, just a supine, where it's okay, I feel fine. Until the full-mooned lupine, awoken in its full stare, howling to their groups, and gathering to tread in a pack of greys, for the wolves need to be fed. Cover her head, the hooded red, wearing the hooded sackcloth to mourn in red. Oh, she is a little poppy head, where the wolves need to be fed. I'll just do one more piece. I did a series of poems that ran on in the sort of same areas and same themes, but this one was prompted by a competition, and you had to write an ekphrastic poem based on this painting, and the piece was called The Louisiana Zombie Afternoon by Gen Z, and basically the painting was landscape shape, and there was a little girl holding a gun and smoking a cigarette, and she had a lovely dress on and bare feet, and the other side she had a slight light behind her, and then it stretched out red on the other side. And you know, it is okay of a piece, but I just found it a bit difficult.
David, sorry, can you just, because people were asking you, can you explain what ekphrastic means, just?
Oh, ekphrastic means that you write about, it's all about a poem about a piece of artwork or a piece of writing, and it, yeah. Anyway, this piece is called And She Said. This is my victim song, and I shall not deny it just to pretend that I am strong. I am such an idyllic little girl, wearing a dress and being barefooted. It is such a contradiction to this gun that I hold. So I am going to play my victim song and shall not deny the fact, just to pretend that I am strong. I don't even want to smoke, so I will cry hard and long. This textbook weapon of society's denial, oh, textbook her, write her down in theory, where the victim is at the fault of self, where feelings are triggered by thoughts and thoughts triggered by feelings, like I hold this gun. You gave it to me, don't you see? Where I could have been sent on a drug run, I could be smoking a joint. I could have bought this gun. Perhaps you expect me to go around on a rampage shooting everyone. With my little dress and bare feet, I could be sold with my little dress and bare feet. As I cry in my fashion pose, visible in an outlined form, yet hid in silhouette white, as she stands in front of a non-atmospheric light, a starshine of an intergalactic sun. These little discrepancies of marks, as if printed from a negative. I am sure I did a test in magenta to get the right contrast. Such a great definition. These shades of fade, lines of a light to dark, red to black. This colour of Mars infringing upon me. Where I am going around bars making people pay up or they'll get shot. Perhaps I am a war child, running around brainwashed and shooting the local armed forces in the Middle Eastern countries in my little pink frock and my bare feet. The little girl does a somersault in the air, shouting, "Pinkaboo," while shooting her gun, explaining, "I have just left my high chair whilst you fed me a concoction of purified organic pots of puree that turned me into a little girl zombie. Dirty, tattered, like in the first episode of The Walking Dead, wearing a dressing gown and holding a teddy bear, where I also have my meds and the apocalypse of the bread. Don't be afraid." Then I was shot in the head. The imposed virus forgotten and long gone, as the non-victim shout, "We are not zombies, we are free!" On this afternoon, the little girl is holding the gun and smoking. A logo for a zombie computer game in my retro fashion pose, where I have this silent fame, a little girl with no name. Not victim mentality, but I am a victim, where I am not to blame. Not victim mentality. I am playing my victim song and spreading the word of sorrow. Maybe one day a freedom that will finally be tomorrow. You gave me this cigarette, soldering around my little porcelain white fingers, tarnished with nicotine stains, as if the gold-brown tea stain from the tannin, spiced in rich smoked terracotta, an adult in a child's body. She said, "I have been silent all these years." She started to sing that song by Tori Amos, "Silent all these years," after which she said, "I name myself Pinkaboo." Thanks.